Hi, I'm Nick with the team here at Projul, the #1 rated all-in-one construction management software. In this video, I'll be giving you a brief introduction into estimating. Creating estimates can be one of the most time-consuming parts of running a construction company. It's also easy to underestimate job costs, causing you to miss expected profit margins that you're aiming to hit on each one of your projects. Projul's estimating system will save you time and money by helping you create accurate, efficient, and professional looking estimates. Let's take a look at a quick example before jumping into the how-to of creating an estimate. After completing an estimate meeting, you can quickly create a new estimate, and one of the fastest ways to speed up the estimating process is by using estimate templates. Once you apply an estimate template, I'm going to do a bathroom remodel here for an example. You can then make project-specific tweaks off of that base template that you've applied. You can adjust things like quantities and prices for specific line items, or add in new labor or material or other costs to that template. Once you've made all the adjustments that you need to make, you can then preview what this is going to look like for your customer. I can skip down to the bottom and make my final checks, and then I'm ready to send this off. I can continue down to the bottom of this estimate screen and send my estimate, which will put together a customizable templated email that I can send to my customer. By clicking send, I've just created and sent an estimate in minutes rather than hours or days. Now let's jump into the how-to of building out an estimate. Here in the system, there's a couple ways to create a new estimate. We can do it from the lead pipeline, or we can click Add Estimate button from the estimate screen itself. We can then add in a new customer or choose from an existing list of customers and create a new estimate. Here in the estimate editor, you'll have lots of different options on how to create estimates, so I'll just start out with a couple of basics. The first thing you can do is enter an introduction and contract details, which are fully customizable and have lots of rich text editing. Once you've entered in your introduction or your contract details, which have no character limits, I recommend turning that into a template for future use. You do this by clicking the three-dot menu up in the top of your screen and choosing Make Template from this estimate. You can then name this template whatever you'd like, but I recommend using something like Contract Details. Once you've entered in your introduction and contract details, you can use one of these three buttons to start adding in your line items. I'll start here with a labor item. You can choose from an existing list of items that you have saved in your system, or simply add a new line item in by just typing in its name, and hitting Save Labor Template. This screen is where you'll add additional information about this item before you add it to your estimate. You can use lots of different unit types, quantities, and markup percentages to generate your price and the cost for the customer. You can add in a default description, so every time you add this item, this description will show for the customer. When you finish entering all your desired information, you can hit Done and Apply, which will save this item into your system for future use, as well as put it onto your estimate. By default, Projul uses section-based pricing, which means we can give each one of these sections a name, and it will display that section name and section price to the customer without necessarily showing them the cost for every line item. You can then use this eyeball toggle to choose what you want to show to the customer, including that labor item name and labor item description. Let me apply a section template that I have pre-built out so we can get a better idea of what this will look like. I do this by clicking the three-dot menu here in the top, and I can insert estimate section template here. I can choose from a list of section templates that I've created, and I can see all my items are applied. I then have more options to toggle on or off certain line items to display to the customer. You can also create section templates the same way we applied it by clicking this three-dot menu and hitting Save as Estimate Section Template. Now I'm going to apply a template that I've made for an entire estimate so we can get an idea of what this will look like for our customer. I do this the same way I made my initial template for my contract details, by clicking this three-dot menu here and choosing Apply a Template to this estimate. I'm going to use my bathroom remodel template, which has a pre-saved introduction, pricing section, and contract details. You can always see exactly what your customer is going to see by clicking Preview as Customer. In this customer preview, I'll be able to see my introduction, my section title and prices just like my customer will, and as I continue down to the bottom, I can see the overall estimated total for this job. You can also attach photos and files to send along with your estimates, and your customer will have a space to digitally sign this estimate, turning it into a contract that will store safely in your system. There are a couple other options of how to display your estimates to your customer. The first one is by itemizing your estimates, which will show the units, quantities, and price for each one of your cost lines. You can do this by toggling on the Display Itemized toggle. The other option, instead of sending multiple sections, is sending one section off to the customer and utilizing subsections, which will allow you to internally break out the prices into sections but only show one overall section price to your customer. Once you're ready to send the estimate to your customer, you can scroll down to the bottom and hit Send Estimate. This will pull up a customizable templated email to send off to your customer, which will include the link for them to view their estimate. After you've sent this estimate off, you'll receive notifications when a customer clicks on that link to view their estimate, as well as be able to see an open history so you can see the last time and a history of each time the estimate was viewed by your customer. This video just scratches the surface on the estimating functionality within Projul. So if you have any additional questions, give us a call at 844-776-5853 or email us at support@projul.com. Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.